All right, thank you both for returning so we can continue our mediation today. I know that we covered our ground rules of treating each other with respect and refraining from name calling and interrupting last time, but I just kind of wanted to remind you of those guidelines. So are there any other ground rules that you guys would like to set before we continue our mediation today?
No, I think I'm fine.
Nope. All right, let's get started then. We left off by identifying the issues that brought you to mediation. I'm now going to summarize these issues that we discussed in the form of an agenda. So based on the conversations that we have had in our last session, it sounds like the basic issue is how you can both work together peacefully and maintain a positive working relationship, while Amanda, you feel respected in your position, and Bo, you feel secure in your job. Does that sound correct?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So the agenda items that I have identified are: 1, how would you like the sanctioning of residents to be handled? And 2, if there is a concern with sanctioning or job performance, how would you like to go about addressing that concern? Have I missed anything?
I don't think so.
Okay. So now that we've set our agenda, let's work together to create a solution that works for both of you. So let's begin with the first item on the agenda. How would you like the sanctioning of residents to be handled? So please think of some ideas that would work for both of you and take a few minutes to jot those ideas down, and then we'll talk about them together. Okay. Thank you.
Sorry about that. Yeah, you might want to tell the person who said that it was on these computers that's not. Yeah, I'm not sure. So it's good. Oh. So was it? Yeah, that's what I would try. Thank you. Yep.
Would you like a little bit more time to jot down ideas, or are you ready to go?
I'm good to go.
I'm ready. Okay, so let's just start talking about them. So whoever would like to throw an idea out there first.
Sure. So my idea was that Bo or anyone that is in their probationary period of this position could communicate the sanctions to upper management beforehand, so that they could come to me with the idea before actually giving out the sanction, and that will give us some time to collaborate and troubleshoot. Because I didn't actually think the sanction that Bo gave out was bad. Like, I agree counseling is probably beneficial to the student that we had in for the youth. But I just wish I would have known about it beforehand, so.
Okay, that sounds like a reasonable idea. So do you have any type of time frame in mind? I'm aware that Bo just finished his training. Is it typical for people in his position to always ask upper management before, or do you think this is something that just a certain time period would fit?
I think just during the probationary period.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Bo, what do you think about that idea?
I think that it's a good idea. I agree with a lot of points that she brought up.
So do you have any ideas of how you would like the sanctioning of residents to be handled?
Going forward, I wouldn't mind a guideline for the sanctioning of residents to be agreed upon between at least one other member of the facility.
Okay.
To kind of like stabilize and keep some sort of consistency between our determinations and
Okay, do you have any idea who you think the best people to come up with these guidelines would be?
Obviously, people of Amanda's status, how long she's worked with the youth and has been working at the facility. So,
Okay. So Amanda, what do you think about the idea of having yourself maybe or possibly working with other upper administration to create some type of guidelines for new trainees?
I think we could definitely implement something like that.
Okay. So is there anything else that you two would like to add? We'll definitely come back to this in a little bit, but just before we move on to our next agenda item.
Nope.
Okay. So the next item on our agenda is if there is a concern with sanctioning or job performance, how would you like to handle addressing that concern? So the same as before, please think of some solutions that would work for both of you and just take a few minutes to write those down and then we'll chat about them. Okay. All right, are you ready to discuss this agenda item or would you like a little bit more time?
I'm fine.
Okay, so Amanda, since you went first last time, Bo, would you like to go first this time?
Yeah, I don't mind. In terms of, this is on terms of the job security and confrontation, yes?
Yes.
Okay, just clarifying. On a personal level, instead of going to higher administration, because my and others' job securities would be at risk, I'd rather work something out and come to a better solution without the escalation. That's kind of like my whole standpoint on it as of right now.
So when you say work something out, what do you mean? Working something out with Amanda or working something out with...
Yeah, just coming to an understanding without just going straight to the top
Okay.
of the issue.
So Amanda, what do you think about if you have any type of concerns with how Bo chooses to sanction residents or how he's performing in his position, speaking with him first instead of going to your supervisors about it?
Yeah, I understand where Bo's coming from, and I'd be willing to talk with him when I have issues rather than bringing something up for management right away.
Okay. So did you have any ideas of how you would like to address this?
I kind of came up with a similar thing, talking with him first, but I think also maybe putting a policy in place for probationary workers. So maybe me talking to them first and then like a 2 or 3 strike policy, and then after that, addressing the situation of upper management and letting them handle it at that time.
Okay. All right, Bo, what do you think about that type of policy for workers that are on a probationary status?
I think the 2 through strike policy kind of is a bit more lenient. So yeah, I agree with that.
All right, so it sounds like we've kind of worked through or tossed out some ideas for how we would like to handle the issues that we've addressed. So are there any other issues that we should discuss before going on to work out the details of the general agreements that you guys have come to?
Nope.
No? Okay. So now that we have reached an agreement regarding the agenda issues, I'll put everything together in a memorandum of understanding. I'll print out copies for both of you and we will review them together. I'm going to start now by crafting our agreement, so if you'll just give me a few minutes. Alright, so I have had these printed off for you. So if you would like to take a copy of them, I will read through them with you. So the first thing on here states that the mediator's intent is not to draft a legally binding contract. However, any signed agreement may have legal implications, so parties may wish to seek advice from legal counsel before signing. So it will be up to you whether or not you choose to sign today or if you would like to seek legal counsel first. So the agreements that we have come to are, we agree that Amanda will work with upper administration to establish detailed sanctioning guidelines for new trainees. We agree that Bo will communicate sanctions to upper management before assigning them to residents until the end of his probationary period. We agree that Amanda will come to Bo with her concerns with his job performance and speak with him before going to upper management. And we agree that if Bo and Amanda cannot agree upon how residents should be sanctioned, the concerns may be taken to upper management after the two have respectfully talked through their issue together. Is there anything you would like to add or edit regarding this agreement?
No.
Alright, so if you would like, you may sign these agreements today. If not, you can choose to have your legal counsel approve them and we can set up another time for signing. How would you like to go about this?
I can sign it today.
You can sign it today?
Yeah, me too, I agree.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get them signed. Alright, so thank you both for signing the agreements and completing our mediation today. I hope this was a positive experience for both of you and that you can continue to work with each other and enjoy working together at the juvenile facility. Please let me know if you have any questions following your mediation. Thanks.
Thank you.